name is Yue Li. I am a junior student of Washington University in St. Louis, United States. As a young leader with economics major, I rarely care about climate change, so I will give you a speech about carbon emissions today. This conference is held in Africa again after COP22. The theme slogan of this conference is Together for Implementation. Therefore, the positioning of this conference is not only an African COP, but also a particle COP focusing on action. Of the 46 least developed countries listed by the United Nations, 34 are in Africa. According to figures released by the World Bank in 2015, 43% of the African population lives below the minimum poverty line of $1.25 a day. And 47% of Africans live on less than $2 a day. This means that most countries in Africa can no longer withstand the harm caused by global warming. Africa is only the most symbolic representative in the world. There are increased countries plagued by global warming. Global warming is caused by the greenhouse effect. The increase in carbon dioxide emissions leads to aggravation of the greenhouse effect. There are many sources of carbon dioxide emissions, the most well-known of which is the combustion of carbon. Let me give a simple example. I believe that many people do not understand how excessive electricity consumption can cause damage to the environment. There are 6 types of power generation in the world: wind power, hydropower, thermal power, nuclear power, geothermal power, and human power. Wind power generation and hydropower generation in a country with a small population can meet the electricity demand of the whole country. But this method is obviously not feasible for a country with a large population. Therefore, the main power generation method in the world is still thermal power generation. Coal is mostly used for combustion in thermal power generation, and carbon dioxide and pollutants generated by combustion are the 2 main culprits of environmental pollution. Secondly, the ion will also react with oxygen and nitrogen in the air. And the generated nitrogen oxides and ozone will cause adverse effects on organisms, including humans, and endanger health. This is also the reason people who have been engaged in high-pressure work for a long time have headaches and nausea. As a Chinese, I can clearly feel my country's efforts to reduce carbon dioxide pollution. My hometown, Chongqing, is a city full of spicy elements. Spicy barbecue has become one of the representative over time. In my childhood memories, the outdoor barbecue in the street is an indispensable symbol. The fuel used in barbecues is carbon. So when I suddenly found out one day that all open-air barbecues disappeared, the slogan of caring for the environment acted. In addition, in response to this policy, the Chinese government made the biggest decision to completely ban fireworks and firecrackers. Fireworks are a significant part of the Chinese Spring Festival and can even be said to be a symbol of the festival. So now, when everyone considers about the Spring Festival without fireworks, will no longer have the atmosphere of the Chinese New Year. The price that Chinese people pay for protecting the environment is huge. We sacrifice our traditional culture in exchange for a better environment. The good news is when the Earth reaches the first level civilization, that is, we can control and skillfully use the ability of nuclear fusion. It means includes carbon emission or the environmental problems that exist now will be solved in that day. Until then, clean energy will completely replace today's non-renewable energy. But the bad news is we have a long way to go from the first level civilization at present. It's obviously impossible to comprehensively solve the environment problem before that. We can only try our best to improve problem of the environment. Since carbon emissions are a major environment problem, we must start from such aspects. If the greenhouse effect is caused by the increase of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide in the air, we consider about reducing the carbon dioxide content in the air. This will neither affect the carbon emissions, which are inevitable, but also decrease damage from global warming. If we create a machine to extract carbon dioxide from the air, or directly concentrate the carbon dioxide to be emitted for multiple chemical reactions to obtain the compounds needed by human beings. It can both reduce the harm caused by the greenhouse effect and make use of carbon dioxide waste. I look forward to seeing breaking through this bottleneck soon. Let's together for implementation, whether to plant a tree or to innovative technology, as a part of our planet. All of us do our best, please. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, followed by now. So again, let's together for implementation. Thank you.